We are fast approaching the January transfer window, and if we have to go by the manager's words, then it could be a busy one. Today, we have the first bit of news as reports states Rangers have made contact over a centre-back signing. In today's video, we will go over it, whilst also going over all of the latest news from up and down the country. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Rangers content. First things first, and Saint-Étienne have expressed strong interest in signing Rangers forward Cyril Désir, according to a report. French outlet Le Républicain Sportif has claimed the Ligue 1 side are admirers of Désir's versatility, due to his experience playing in a range of European countries and his ability to adapt to different styles of play. But they would need to fork out around €4 million for the 30-year-old to leave Ibrox. Negotiations between the clubs could also be complicated, given that Désir still has 2.5 years remaining on his Rangers contract, taking him to May 2027. The struggling French club, currently 16th in the table in their first season back in the top flight, sacked manager Olivier Dalloglio on Saturday following a 2-1 defeat to Toulouse, which left them in the drop zone. Laurent Huard, in charge of the club's academy, has taken over as caretaker coach. Désir has recently fallen out of favour at Ibrox, with Philippe Clement opting instead for the likes of Hamza Igamane and Danilo. The Belgian-born centre-forward, who plays for the Nigerian national team, was also heavily criticised by fans after failing to step forward in the shootout during Sunday's Premier Sports Cup final defeat to Celtic. Désir was signed by Michael Beale last summer from Italian side US Cremonese, having also played in Belgium and the Netherlands. Now, two incomings and Rangers have reportedly made contact with ASFAR over Moroccan defender Hatim Essawabi. According to reports in his homeland, the Ibrox side have been impressed by Essawabi's performances and are considering making a move for the 24-year-old to join in the summer as Philippe Clement looks to bolster his options at centre-back. The Guers also signed striker Hamza Igamane from the same club on a £1.7 million deal last summer. Essawabi, who has a market value of just under £750,000, has spent the majority of his career in the Moroccan capital of Rabat, aside from a brief loan spell at TAS Casablanca 2 years ago. He has made 6 appearances so far this season for ASFAR, who currently sit 5th in the Moroccan top tier. Following injuries to John Suta and Nareisho Kasanwijo, it's understood that Rangers will prioritise targeting a centre-back in the January transfer window, with a loan deal also possible. While a central defender was already on the agenda prior to Sutar's injury in last week's Europa League draw with Tottenham, news that the Scotland international will be sidelined for weeks has exacerbated the need for cover in the heart of defence, with Robin Proper and Leon Balogun currently Clement's only first-choice options. In other news, a former referee has slammed the SFA's continued silence over Rangers' penalty claim in Sunday's League Cup final defeat to Celtic. Mike McCurry, who refereed in Scotland until 2009, claims the Ibrox club 100% should have been given a penalty for a shirt pull by Liam Scales on Václav Kearney on the 18-yard line. VAR official Alan Muir did not intervene after referee John Beaton awarded Rangers a free kick for Scales' foul, having failed to spot that the infringement had taken place on the line. McCurry, who officiated Rangers' 5-1 League Cup final win over Motherwell in 2005, is calling on the SFA to give fans an explanation over the error. He said, "We do not currently know whether VAR scrutinised that decision, or whether they took a cursory glance at it and just said go with the on-field decision, or whether they didn't look at it at all. The SFA could come out and clarify that very, very quickly and very easily, and Willie Collum has in the past come out very quickly and clarified the situation, and yet what we've got 2 days on is silence from them." With the scoreline at 3-3 after 120 minutes of chaos, Philippe Clement's side were narrowly beaten in a penalty shootout after Ridvan Yilmaz missed from the spot, but Rangers fans have been left furious over the extra time flashpoint which saw Kearney denied what appeared to be a stonewall penalty. McCurry, 60, believes that anyone who has viewed the incident would say 100% the correct decision. There is a penalty kick to Rangers. He said, "I don't fault John Beaton at all. From John's angle, he could never see that. But in a day and an age where we've had goals disallowed with offside because of the width of a toenail, as one manager would say, VAR really need to be involved in that. Decision that is that close and the margin is so tight on it. I want to know that VAR's had a good look at that so that it's the right decision, especially in a cup final," he continued. So if I'm John Beaton, I'd be asking VAR to have a look at that. I'd be wanting VAR not just to have a cursory glance, but to scrutinise that. And in the time that passed, VAR might have had a cursory look at that and just said go with the decision. I don't think they had time to scrutinise it properly. In other news, Jack Butland has dismissed suggestions that Rangers would have won the Premier Sports Cup final if different players had taken the penalties, amid mounting criticism of his teammate Cyril Dessers for not stepping forward in the shootout. Many Rangers fans felt that striker Dessers, who replaced Hamza Igamani during the first period of extra time, should have put his hand up to take a penalty, not a defender, and have savaged the £4.5 million signing on social media. However, goalkeeper Butland, who converted his effort after Yilmaz had failed to find the net, argued that any Rangers player could have suffered the same misfortune as the substitute who took over from Yefte in the second half regardless of their position. It could have been anyone that missed, it could have been anyone that scored, he said. Like I said, it's a cruel way to finish a game. You could have the ecstasy of winning it, or it can be as cruel as it feels right now. Asked how the takers were decided, the Englishman said, "I've got enough things to think about in those scenarios than organising who takes penalty kicks. I was not part of that process. I was focused on trying to do my job." Butland revealed that Sunday was not the first time that he had taken a penalty in a shootout and stressed that he practices them during training at Alkenhowie regularly. "I work on them, and I always want to put myself forward and help the team," he said. "I felt confident in doing so. Ultimately, it's something that you just don't put yourself forward if you don't practice them either. I took one in a shootout for Stoke against Leeds at Ellen Road in a Carabao Cup game in 2019, and I scored that one as well. I felt confident and I was happy I dispatched it. But that's no silver lining if you like." Lastly, Partick Stewart has checked in at Ibrox on his first day as the new CEO of Rangers. The former Manchester United interim chief executive officially starts in his role at the Scottish Premiership side today. It was announced on Monday, November 25th, that Stewart would be assuming the position vacated by James Bisgrove in the summer after he opted to depart for Saudi Arabia. Now, after the delayed start date, Stewart has been pictured arriving at Ibrox on his first day. Sky Sports have shared footage online from one of the car parks at Ibrox as Stewart entered the building this morning. At the time of the announcement, interim chairman John Gilligan said, "On behalf of the board, I'm delighted to welcome Patrick to the club as CEO. Patrick comes with an excellent reputation and background, bringing extensive experience of operating at senior levels during his 20-plus years in football." The board continues in discussions with several excellent candidates for the role of chairperson and expects to make an announcement of an appointment in the coming weeks. Fraser Thornton also started his new job as chairman of Rangers today too. Thornton is a boyhood fan of Rangers and takes over from Gilligan. The appointment was announced last week. That brings us to the end of today's video. Let us know your thoughts down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed it, please do hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more daily Rangers content. Thank you.